Now then YouTube, I am the Toffman and welcome back to some more Thaumcraft and Botania Unite. We are on episode 47 now guys, and today I am going to be doing something pretty awesome. Pretty awesome I think, well for me anyway. Now this build is going to be great, it's going to be great. Somebody says to me in a previous episode, and you know I said this in the last episode, somebody says to me, Toffman, I wonder what Toffman's going to do to make Ordo. Well guys, I'm going to do that in today's episode. It's going to take some setting up, it's going to take some explaining. I am going to be doing it on camera. I do have all of my things ready for you guys so that you can see. I just need a slight bit of food from somewhere, and I'm pretty sure, where are they? I need my food. But did I eat them all? I must have eaten them all guys. I need to go ahead and get myself some potatoes. Let me just go and quickly grab myself some potatoes, and I will grab them, put them into the furnace there, let them cook, and then grab them out of there. Hello Vasky. Right, let's go guys. I am going to be working on getting that Ordo, automatically getting Ordo, and I like this system. This took a few hours to actually come up with in a creative build, and I says to the people on the Magicality, a little Skype group that we've got, oh yeah, have a look at this one. And I got a few suggestions on how to improve it and how to make it better, and also some suggestions on how to use Automage along with it. So I'm looking forward to getting into this guys so I can show you. I've made a little bit of a room over here guys, which will allow me, I just need to go and grab all this coal over here. Should have done this already. Get it with Silk Touch. Good stuff. Now I need some smooth stone to fill it all back in. Ah, best laid plans. Best laid plans, guys. They always go to waste. I don't need to do this, but I like to. Just to keep it nice and uniform and neat. I'll leave them up there. Alright, so this needs to be fed with Ordo and Metallum. Metallum is not a problem, and that is going to be automated pretty easy using the golem system that I will have in this room. And I will definitely have golems running around in this room, and certainly more than one of them. For what I've got in my head. I've got some Metallum here, and the Ordo is, there's only one left, and that's because I've actually got some in my bag over here, because I'm going to use that today. The first thing that I want to be able to do, guys, is I need another alchemical furnace, one that is separate to everything else. That means I am going to be melting down particular items to get Ordo out of them. So I'm going to want this, my alchemical furnace, and I'm going to want a couple of alembics. Only a couple, I don't need any more than that. So let's pop them onto there. Let me just go ahead and make some room. This will be covered up in the end, but I will just want a little bit of room so I can see what I'm doing here. Let's put that there. I don't think anything can spawn. Oh, it can. There's something in the corner over there. Right. I think F7 is off. No, is it on? Is it off? I don't know if it's on or off. What we need to do now is to be able to label these alembics. I only want certain things to go into these alembics. One of them is Ordo. No, it isn't at all. Why have I got Ordo, actually? That is a good question. It's not Ordo that I'm after. Let me put that back. It's actually Potentia. Thank you. One of them is going to be Potentia. And I will want a couple of jar labels for this. There we go. Now, of course, for anybody who knows, Thaumcraft Potentia can be ground down into Ordo and Ignis, and that's exactly what I want to do today. Potentia is going to go right in that little one right there. The other one that we want, and I'll need this actually for later, so I'm not going to I'm not going to put that back in the thing just yet. The other one is Ignis, and Ignis goes onto there. And that will go onto the top. Can anybody guess what I'm going to be putting through this system just yet? Because you should do by now. Well, it is charcoal. Of course it is. You knew that, right? Well, guys, we need to be able to get this stuff out of there. Now, I'm going to use both thaumic pipes and essentia tubes for this one. And that is because I just want to. It's much easier to actually do it the way that I'm doing it. So I can't actually pick you up, can I? Let me get you out of the way. I need one of these coming out of the side of there. Just dropping down slightly. And I think what I want is, if I remember this rightly, my filtered Essentia tube, which will basically let only one thing through it. I don't think I need this, especially since I've got that little that label that's on there. I don't need this filtered Essentia tube, but it's just in case. So I'm going to slap that right there. And again, I am going to want my Potentia with a jar label. And this will say to that Essentia tube, only let Potentia through and nothing else. I will need also a brand new item that I haven't actually crafted yet. I've already got it already. It is an Alchemical Centrifuge. This will let compound aspects into it. It will then grind it up into the primal aspects that it's made of. So in this case, Potentia will then be ground up into Ordo and Ignis, which is what it's made of. You can make it with a piston, an arcane alembic, a couple of Essentia tubes, and an alchemical construct in the middle. We go and grab that. This is going to sit right on top of here. It's not going to connect to that because it can't. It's got to go into the bottom. It can't go into the top because it works the other way around. You pipe it into the bottom, and the resulting thing pops out the top. We have that. Now we're going to go into my little bag over here and get my first of the Essentia buffers. I'm going to want to fly just a little bit there. There we go. And what I want to do is move that out. I then want to drop that into another buffer, and then I want another buffer on the side of that. I also want my wand because I really want to make sure that this moves along. So I will right click that, just like what's going on over there. I don't know if I need to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway and see if it works. I also need a couple of jars, one of them being a void jar and one of them being a normal jar. The normal jar is the one for Ordo, and the void jar is the one for Ignis. I actually need a couple more, or just one more of them. That's why I needed Ordo. So Potentia goes back into there. We will grab a glass vial and grab some Ordo out of that. And then we can make our labels. So there's the one for Ordo and the one for Ignis. Just to make sure that they go into the right jars. Ordo and Ignis. And there we go. That's that bit done. That is basically dealing with the Potentia. It will come through here. It will enter the alchemical centrifuge. It will then spin, of course, get separated into its primal aspects being Ordo and Ignis. It will then run through the buffer system eventually and then go into the warded jar and then go into the void jar to get rid of all the excess Ignis of what there's going to be. Now I know you guys are probably going to be saying, well, how are you going to, you've got to be able to regulate this, otherwise Ordo will end up in this buffer if that one gets full. That is very true, and I do have a way of automating that as well, which I will explain to you shortly. However, first and foremost though, I want to be able to mess around with the Ignis that's also going to be coming from the coal. Well, that's not exactly hard, guys. We pop round the back here, bring that round the back. I'm actually going to want to go out here so it doesn't connect to that, because unfortunately you can connect to the side of these and you can't make it disconnect like what you can with normal vanilla pipes. So basically all of the Ignis from the top alembic will get drained out, dragged around here and put into the void jar on the side there. The only bad thing is that these particular thermic pipes do not get rid. It won't put into the side of this. It won't even put into the top of it if it's a void jar, and then, you know, get rid of the excess essentia, which is the problem we had with all of that. We're going to have to deal with that, of course. It can just sit in here, though, because it's only one type of aspect that's going to go through here. If we end up with loads of lag, I'll have to come back and sort it out. But at the moment, this should be absolutely fine. We only need one more thing. And that is, of course, my little arcane bellows to stick on the back of that, just to allow it to pump into here, much like what's going on over there. And there we are. We are ready to start putting charcoal into here. However, we aren't ready yet because we haven't automated this whole system. What I want to do, or what I want to have, is a golem that will pick up from an ender chest, which is going to be in the middle here. Now, there's going to be plenty of golems that are all going to be picking up from these ender chests and then dragging stuff around the place. Because it's also going to be... I've got a little bit of an area ready over here, which is where I'm going to set my first mine. I'm going to go a little bit further that way first and set my first mine with the bore. And all of that stuff will end up coming into a chest or an ender chest that's going to be over here with golems filtered to take specific things out of it. And of course, one of these things will be charcoal because I'm going to get the ender chest, the chest over there from my charcoal farm. Do you know the excess? Oh, let's go to sleep. Let's get out of it. The excess, let me go to sleep if I can actually get indoors. Be nice. The excess, again, I don't know how many times I'm going to say that, from my automatic charcoal farm, there, the excess gets pushed right over to here, and the stuff that doesn't get used goes into this chest. Now, at the moment, though, it was backed up because I didn't have any mana in here, and the fact that all of this chest here was just covered with birch saplings, so I had to sort that out as well. So it's just managing to catch up back to this. But anything that doesn't get picked up by these mana spreaders will get pushed all the way along, grab onto here, and this will then get changed into an ender chest, which will then, of course, be linked to an ender chest over here as well. So the charcoal will get directly pulled out of the ender chest and put straight into the alchemical furnace, which will then allow me to create Ordo. All of this just to create Ordo. It's fantastic. This is why I love doing stuff like this, guys. Stuff that you guys wouldn't necessarily think of. I am taking it one step further, though. There is another item of which I want to craft, which involves these three particular items. These three, it's a brand new item that you guys will never have seen before. It's from Automagy. I need that into there. It is called the Vice Reader. It's really a fancy kind of comparator, basically. What I want to do is regulate or be able to tell how much Ordo is inside that jar and then shut the golem off to stop it putting more charcoal into here. So I'm overflowing with Ordo then, so it ends up in here. And then, you know, we're just asking for trouble then because we can never sort that out unless we take the buffer off and then put it back on again. But we don't want to do that. We don't want to keep it entirely automated. So, underneath here is where we're going to be placing our Vice Reader. This thing is really simple, guys. We need a wand. I did do a slight little bit of finding stuff out. Research, that's the word. I did the remote comparator right there. The Vice Reader, which was attached to it. I've done the crystalline brain as well, which we will probably use at some stage further on. I've done the tally box as well, and I've also done the enchanted paper. There's a couple of other bits and bobs in there, but I don't want them just yet. I will be utilising dense red crystal and just normal red crystal within this build as well, which is going to be great. We right-click with the wand on here, and a whole load of stuff comes up. I don't need to worry about this, to be fair, because I don't need to customise this at all. So this can all stay the same. You can filter what you want to keep an eye on using this. At least I think you can. This mode, you can do however much of an item is in here. It's all in here, guys. I'm useless at explaining stuff, and this thing goes on forever. I'm not going to be reading that on camera. I'm really not. You guys go ahead and take a look at it in Automagy. But basically, at the moment, it is working. There we are. It's working like a comparator. So it's going to keep an eye on what's inside there and give out a redstone signal that's corresponding to the amount that's inside there, if that makes sense. I hope it does. I really do. Put that stuff back. A couple of glass files there. So that being said, what do we do now? Well, I want to go ahead round here. I'm just going to take the floor out, because why not? Something that looks a little bit like that. There we go. Now, I want to make myself some of that dense red crystal. This thing, right here. The structure of dense red crystal is such that weaker redstone signals cannot penetrate it, preventing the signal from being passed on. Fortunately for you, its structure is magical and can be altered at your whim. In effect, dense red crystal will always output either a signal at least equal to the strength you specify or no signal at all. To change its minimum required strength, right-click the centre of the dense red crystal with your wand. So we're going to have to create some red crystals, and we're also going to have to craft a sliver of earth, which you'd never have to do just yet. But red crystal is redstone inside a crucible with some vitreous, which is really easy, guys. I'm going to go ahead and make some of that, and I'll be right back. As you can see down the bottom right hand side there, I've had to do a little bit of research as well for the next particular item that I'm going to use. Also, I'm going to need a full block of redstone though to do this. Let me go over to here, pop the redstone in the middle there, 2 iron ingots on either side, arcane stone bricks there and arcane stone on the top. It is a golem fetter. These are pretty goddamn awesome, especially for doing something like this. I'm probably going to put it right in front of it actually, so all of this smooth stone that I've dug up, I didn't need to. There we go. It's probably best to do it right in front of it, otherwise it might just circumvent it by going around it, and we don't want that to happen. We want it to land on there if this is on. Basically what this golem fetter does, if this is turned on by a redstone signal, it will shut the golem down that is running over it. If it goes off by redstone signal, if the redstone signal goes off, the golem will then carry along with his journey. This is the way that I'm going to be regulating the amount of coal that goes into the alchemical furnace, and of course then, therefore, regulating the amount of Ordo that's made. I need one of those dense crystals, which is a couple of these red crystals with a sliver of earth, and that will get a dense red crystal. Now we're also going to want to use them. These things are great. They they work like redstone, and they can, of course, like wires, go along walls as well. So I'm going to plug that right underneath there, and I'm going to have red crystal going underneath. It's just like redstone. Now I'm actually going to get it going on the side here, because it doesn't actually read the redstone that's there. It reads it off the side. It doesn't read it off the floor there. That will work. That will go ahead and send the signal throughout there. What we need to do, because there is no red signal at the moment, there is no redstone signal at the moment, because of course there's nothing inside that jar. What we need to do is set this to a specific strength. So you can see there, if we right click this with the wand, the thing in the middle, it will say the redstone signal strength is set to a minimum of 3. Because this is working like a comparator, as soon as that is a tiny little bit full, and full enough for the comparator to then set off at a signal of 3, it will then go ahead and set off that redstone signal right there. It will be a power 11 redstone signal, so it will just fly across there, no problems. We want this to, I think I worked it out to about 7. I want this signal set to 7. So once this is full enough to get that to set off, it will then turn the fetter on, and then we'll shut the golem down. And then what will happen is the stuff that's left over, the charcoal that's left over inside here, that's burning away, we'll go ahead and go through the centrifuge, and then eventually when it all comes to a halt, this should come around to about 59 worth of aspect, or 53 or 59 or something like that. And that is enough. That is enough for me. And then, of course, all the system will shut down then, and nothing else will be created, and that will be fantastic. That's exactly what we want to happen. That's exactly what we want to happen. So I'm going to leave that right there. We do need a golem. Unfortunately, though, we've got no ender chest here with the charcoal in, because there's not enough charcoal over there. I will actually want to go ahead and craft some charcoal. Let me get a couple of bits ready, because it's dark out there as well. I need to go and sleep. Let me get a couple of bits ready, and let's test this thing out. So I have little Jeff down here. I don't know what his name is. I've just made that up off the spot. He has a fill animation on him. And what I'm going to tell him to do, it says, what do you want me to keep here, master? Basically, I want a precise amount. And that precise amount is in this ender chest right over here. This is linked to the ender chest, what I said about that's catching the excess charcoal. At the moment, there is coal in here. Makes no difference if they've both got the same in them. But eventually what I will go ahead and do is charcoal. So this little guy here at the moment, just to show you guys, I am going to say to you, to him, keep 5 bits of coal in there at all times. Why are you not reading the fact that there's an ender chest? Where's my... Pretty sure I told you to do that. Yes, so go. Do you not pick out of ender chests? Is this the problem? I never actually tested the fact that you didn't take out of ender chests. You should do. Yes, you should. Let me go and make a chest just to make sure that this is actually a case. That is annoying if they don't pull out of ender chests, because that is going to be a real issue. I'm going to have mega long Botania red string stuff going on here. Let me take you up. Thank you. Now it needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks. Oops, I need the ender chest for my coal. Let's pop you into there. Damn, that is more than annoying. That is more than annoying, and I never expected that to happen. Well. Plus, I'm going to need some combustible matter for the bottom of this as well. I'll make a load of aluminium, guys, rather than using coal. But this is basically working now. Look at that. That has some stuff in it. It's going to pipe its way through there. We've already getting ignis through here, of course, because of that. And there we are. We are now getting Ordo, and we are getting ignis. This will then, eventually what I want to do, I need another side though, don't I? Either that or no, I can't. I need another side. If I'm going to do that. I may have to rejig this system around a little bit, because I need to get another pipe in here. And this is too close. Either that, or I could go ahead and bury this in the ground and then go in and then get that to go into the bottom. That is not a bad idea, that Tough Man. And then go into the back with this one and then send it over to here. So it's automatically filling this up, or it's automatically going to pull from this, which is going to be awesome. So there we go. There we are. I will leave this for a little bit, just so that you guys can see the fact that it then turns on and then stops, of course, producing potentia and ignis and ordo and all that good stuff. That is really annoying, because now I'm going to have a big long chain of stuff. Either that, or I just have to keep this fully stocked of coal, because this will get to a certain stage. I'm not going to be using Ordo all the time. I mean, literally every single second of the day. So I'm not going to need to have it. I would like that to be constantly done. I wanted everything. I wanted this to be an ender chest. Well, it couldn't really, because it wouldn't catch the items. Mind you, a hopper would, and then I could put a hopper into the thing. But I wanted the ender chest to be there, and then to send it back into this room, and that's not going to work out, because the golems cannot pull from an ender chest. So it looks like that is highly frustrating. However, what I could do, come to think of it, let me go and grab that. What I could do, I'm sure I have a spare one kicking around in here somewhere. I'm pretty positive I do. There we go. What I could do is have a hopper on the top there, the ender chest like that. That's 26 coal in there. Can we do this? Are you not going to do it either? Can anything pull from an ender chest? That is highly frustrating, I have to say. Highly and utterly frustrating. There we go, look. This guy has had enough. He's just stopped. He's just about to put some coal in there. That is just about to run out. We're on 30 odd now. Why are you not centrifuging? You should be centrifuging. What? Why are you not centrifuging? There's still stuff in here. It's gradually getting... What? That should still be centrifuging, guys. But you can see the way that the red crystal works and goes through there. I wonder if it's that, actually. Is that emitting a redstone signal, or is that doing something strange? Or is this redstone signal doing something strange? I don't think so. I haven't got... All of this is set up exactly as it would have been. Now, I'm obviously not going to empty this jar, but you can empty the jar. Let me try, actually, and just give that a whack. Are you going to now centrifuge? You are. It was in my test setup, guys. It was in my test setup. So it does need a little bit of tweaking, I suppose. It's probably used all the potential that it had. Right, this should now... This is on strength 8. So it should emit a redstone signal rather soon, actually. It should have emitted a redstone signal now. Maybe? Please? Emit one? There we are. I can see one. I can see the signal. But why is this not working? Oh, hang on a minute, guys. I've messed it up. I've actually messed it up. You see that there? There is these little blobs that are on the side. And you can actually say, I don't want that one to connect to that one. By clicking on these little blobs that are on the side. And it will make those blobs disappear. How awesome is that? However, it's not what I want. It's not what I want to happen. Now that's going to get full, and it's all going to get backlogged, and I've been a cheese, basically. Been an absolute cheese. Oh, that's really annoying, that is. That is really annoying. How can I do this? Just thinking off the top of my head here, guys, which is never a good thing. Me thinking off the top of my head is never a good thing. I'm just going to bring some Essentia tubes. Just going to bring them. Can I do this? Is that cheating? Will that work? It will actually work. Are you having a laugh? That is now sending everything around in a big circle. Is that seriously doing that? That would be pretty goddamn awesome if it is. Let me go ahead and grab that off here. It will then, of course, turn all this off. Hey! God damn it, jar, get here. Have I got you? Yes, I have. I need a spare jar now. Got one kicking around. I do have a void jar there, which I could use. I've got a normal one, though. I would like a normal one. I don't think I have. Let's have a look in my backpack. Nope, I have no normal ones left. It will have to be a void jar, I'm afraid. Pop that on top of there. Will the Ordo now go inside that? It should be flying around. It is, kind of. It's not going into here, though. I wonder if I need a... label. I've got a file somewhere. I do apologise for all of this, guys. I had it all set out. I thought, yes. Come on, soft man. Being all organised and stuff, but it never works out like that. Best laid plans, of course, as per usual. We go and grab that. Let me stick that on there. See what happens. There we go. It does. It did actually work. That is pretty awesome stuff, I suppose. That is pretty awesome stuff. I'm going to want a lever, though, to temporarily turn this guy off. There we go. I'll wait for the Ordo to all drain out into there, which it has, I think. So why aren't you getting... Have you run out? You have. You ran out. If I was to turn you back on, you would go over there, wouldn't you? Yes. So I'll turn that back on there. I will actually get rid of this, because I don't need that there. I've got 7 Essentia in there. Oh, I want to show you guys something as well before I do go. That is going to be how it's working. There we go. I can now turn that off. I want to show you guys how to get Essentia out of one jar and into another. In this case, it's going to be this Essentia jar right over here. I'm just going to pop that there, and I'm going to pop that there. Basically, one with a label on it has more suction than one without a label on it. It's a really simple case of taking a label off or putting the label on the one that you want the Essentia to go to. And a simple case of connecting these with the tubes, and wham bam, thank you ma'am. There you go. You've transferred all the Essentia from that jar into the other one. How easy and simple is that? However, how easy and simple is it to take out my entire base. It's apparently very easy and simple to do that. So there we go. I need to pick that back up. Slap that over here. Brilliant. And there we go. We now have a system, an entirely separate system, to automate and regulate the production of Ordo, which is fantastic. And we've also got a pretty much great supply of Ignis now, which is great. Which is great. And I'm sure that I can find things to actually go ahead and use that on. It's got nothing to do with anything. I can go ahead and take that one out and put another void jar there if I like. In fact, I might go ahead and do that sometime. But I'll probably do that in between episodes. Now let me go ahead and grab, really quickly before the end of this episode, I'm pretty sure I do have some. Yes, I do. I need to get rid of you. Oh, this is really quick. Pop. I need to clean this area up a little bit more now. All of this can stay behind the wall, and all you guys will see is that. It's behind there, but it still keeps it at least a little bit nice and neat. I like the look of the pipes though, so I might take that out. But anyway, guys, it's been just over a half an hour episode. I do hope that you guys have enjoyed it, and that answers the question as how I'm going to supply Ordo to this little system over here. I will get to doing the arcane bore. Do not worry. I will. I just need all the infrastructure in place to be able for that to work. There's no sense mining a load of materials if those materials can't actually go anywhere and get processed. So now that this is sorted, I can now get the arcane bore and at least some sort of setup to get the coal around the place and to get all the other stuff around the place. But anyway, guys, I will be thinking about that in between episodes. Until next time, if you can leave some suggestions, that would be fantastic. I've been the Toff Man. As always, stay safe.